Hi there, everyone. So today it's Maddie Birchfield again, looking at the complete set of client handouts and worksheets from ACT Books by Russ Harris. The worksheet I chose to examine is attempted solutions and their long-term effects. I chose this worksheet because I think it's really good for checking in with your client. Kind of gives you the opportunity to see where the client is in their journey so far. Possibly help locate the actions that are still fostering the less autonomous thinking patterns that we're trying to avoid, and then also build on these already formulated strengths and attempts on the client to be mindful. So here's an image of the worksheet you can fill out with your client, having them write, or if they feel more comfortable, you can fill it in. And so moving through our questions, the first one looks at strategies and what has the client done so far. So what strategies have you tried to control, avoid, fight with, change, or get rid of unwanted symptoms? Then looking at, was this change successful or this strategy successful in the short term? Looking at, were these symptoms reduced? Then thinking about the long term. Did symptoms return? Did they worsen or increase for your client? The final question I see as determining if the strategy is pro or a con in moving towards ACT. And so we know that's accept your thoughts and feelings and be present, choose a valued direction, and take action. So the question is, what does the strategy cost you in terms of wasted time, energy or money, health, vitality, relationships? Has it brought you closer to a rich, full, meaningful life in the long term? So returning once again to the worksheet, I think it's really good for showing possible points of retuning the direction that you and your client are taking. Shows some possible points of or issues that the client is having with this ACT mentality. Especially with this last question here. Has it brought you closer to a rich, full, meaningful life in the long term? Maybe the client is making plenty of changes, but you could see it in the end, if it's not benefiting a meaningful life, that these changes aren't necessarily lined up with the values. It would also be easy to see with this exercise if the client is still unsure what those values are. Additional points that the client could be lacking clarity. Maybe they put too much emphasis on the short term, and you're seeing a lot of reduction in the short term from these strategies. But additionally, these long-term answers are they did return or they did worsen. So looking for further strategies there that are more long-lasting. So finally, thinking about what I see as the goal of this worksheet, I think it lines up pretty nicely with the core concepts of ACT, because I see it as having the goal as well as the possible outcome of awakening mindfulness and helping the client to recenter that concept of value congruent living. Because I think the questions really center on if the strategies or if the techniques are lining up with how you are going to benefit later on in life. Alrighty, thanks all for listening. Have a great day.